Hi, I'm Loren Baker, founder of Search Engine Journal. I'm here at the SEJ booth at Pubcon Vegas 2015. With me I have Bill Slawski.
Hi everyone. Good. How are you, Loren?
Pretty good, pretty good. So Bill and I have a bit of a history. I was, right before the interview, I was trying to think of one of the first times we actually communicated, and it was right after I launched Search Engine Journal. I think I was still in a Blogspot domain, and I was asking for publishing tips, so I went to Create a Site forums and ran into you there. You were quite helpful.
At the time, I was working for Superior Court of Delaware, and I was doing SEO in-house for a local company, and you ended up asking me at some point at Create a Site forums if I knew anybody who might be interested in doing SEO.
Right.
And I responded, yes, I think I do know somebody. I might be interested. What did you have in mind?
You were only about an hour, 45 minutes away, right? I was in Haverty Grace, Maryland at the time.
I was in Newark, Delaware.
Newark, Delaware.
It was about 35-minute drive, yeah.
Yeah, great. And I think I was sitting right next to you when you came up with the name for your blog.
It's because I'd come back from SES and looked at the price of the conference, looked at the price of the hotel, looked at the cost of traveling there, and said, there's got to be a cheaper, better way to do this.
Maybe on a boat.
Maybe on a boat. I said, there are a lot of bed and breakfasts around Haverty Grace. There are places we can meet. We can put a conference on here. I look out the window, and there are sails bobbing up and down in Chesapeake. I say, we can call it SEO by the Sea.
It's funny, because I'm not sure if a lot of people really realize what the story is or why you have a fish, or why it's called SEO by the Sea, but you still live near the sea, and you're
right,
transplanted to Carlsbad.
I changed seas. We're both ex-Mid-Atlantic state people. You're from the Baltimore area.
Yeah.
And I was born and raised in New Jersey, and moved to Delaware, went to school there, and most recently lived in Virginia.
Yep. A lot in common. So speaking of water, you work for GoFishDigital?
I work for GoFishDigital, yes. We won a Landy Award last week. You know, I'm sure they want me to talk about this, and we're up for a U.S. Search Award tonight.
Great.
And it's pure total SEO.
Okay.
The company that this campaign was for was a limo service out of Virginia, and I was looking at the SEO audit I did for them. It was 68 pages worth of recommendations, and they implemented most of them.
Oh wow!
We helped them, but they implemented most of them. It made a difference. It pretty much doubled their business.
So when you're putting together an audit, you don't want that audit to sit on a desk, gather dust. You don't want the developers to say, we're not touching this. How do you typically pre-qualify whether or not that will be done, and which recommendations to implement first, or to socialize with the client first?
When I create the audit, I include an executive summary section where I list all the things that I'm recommending be changed, which pages those appear on, and put them in an order of priority. Then we send copies of the audit to the client, give them time to read through it, have a phone call meeting with them, with me and a project manager on the call on our side, and explain things in the executive summary, ask them if they have any questions about the other parts of it, and then we'll create something in Basecamp. They'll have access to Basecamp that includes tasks on that audit. Right. This way, we move right into actually implementing stuff.
Right. It's right there for them to follow.
Now, the audit includes lots of recommendations, but it also includes a content inventory that I do with the website, so that you can, at one glance, take a look at all the pages on their site and see how well they've integrated keywords into page titles, meta descriptions, headings, and so on.
We were talking earlier too. You were telling me a little bit about Google and direct answers and whether or not they're implementing microdata from Schema or whatnot.
Right.
What are you seeing in that world? There's a lot of talk going on about it right now. Even at this conference, there's been a lot of talk.
Okay, one of the ways to implement Schema vocabulary on your pages is through JSON-LD markup.
Yes.
Which is really possibly the most convenient way, and it seems like it's something that Google tends to be recommending more now. Yeah. But you put it within a script on your page, so you don't have to actually integrate it into the HTML of your page, which is good in case you're working with designers or developers who don't quite know what it is. So this way they don't help clean up your HTML for you and destroy your schema.
Just make sure it matches up, though.
Right. Yeah.
Make sure nothing's changed the page copy-wise or titles are changed afterwards that conflict with the signals that you're sending from the JSON-LD.
Google's validator, Schema validator, tends to work pretty well.
It's a very good job picking it up.
Yeah. And I was at a presentation yesterday. Carrie Hill gave a presentation on schema markup, schema vocabulary. We don't call it schema markup. It's not markup. The other stuff is markup. Schema is short for the databases that, the data that is contained within fields in a database is a schema, like a mental schema. So I think if you are careful about setting it up correctly, you use JSON-LD to implement and mark up and look at the validator from Google. You can tell if you have any errors, fix those, and set it out. It can make a real difference as to not only getting rich snippets for your search results for queries, but also there's a question as to whether or not it helps you rank.
Yeah.
And my opinion is it's an additional signal that if it corresponds well with the words on your pages, it reinforces that. And it does send a stronger signal. And it sends a more precise signal.
Yep. It makes it easier for Google to get to all the content and info without having to crawl the site or jump through hoops. Bill, it's been great catching up with you. Where can we find you online?
Okay, remember back in 2005 or so, you were sitting next to me at a desk in an office in Havertide Grace, Maryland, and I looked out the window at a couple sales and said, SEO by the Sea, let's call the conference at. I'll build a website for it.
And I was out. I was off to Japan. left you high and dry.
That's okay. It didn't turn out very well. The website, well, we had a few people show up.
Yeah.
We get to talk about SEO for a while, which is good. But I ended up taking the site after this conference we tried to start happened, and said, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to talk about? Oh, I can talk about patents.
There you go.
And I've been doing it since.
There you go.
It's been a little bit more than 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, Bill.
Oh,
good to
thank
have
you.
Here. Loren Baker and Bill Slawski from the SEJ booth here at Pubcon Vegas 2015. Thanks again.
Thank you.
This is Kelsey Jones, Executive Editor of Search Engine Journal, and I'm here today with Guy Kawasaki, Chief Evangelist of Canva. Guy, thanks so much for joining us. I know you did a keynote today at Pubcon about personal branding and social media.
Conferences I attended, the speakers were fantastic. The weather here has been amazing. I mean, this location, the hotel.
The thing I'm really liking about the SEJ Summit is the 3 takeaways structure.
Yes.
I'm leaving with way more.
I also like the single session format for conferences.
I agreed to be a speaker here because I think above all else, the quality of people who attend the meeting, there's something to be said about the fact that you can't just pay to come here. It's by invitation only.
What I've really liked about the speakers is that it's been very well-rounded. We focused on content generation ideas.